Thank you for having me.
Yes. So, of course, you're part of this huge movie. What was that call like when you got the call? Like, hey, you got the part, you got the role. What was that moment for you?
My first moment when I first got Godzilla was, when do I leave and when is my flight? No, I was playing. No, I was really excited when I first got Godzilla. You know, I auditioned like every other actor in Hollywood.
Right.
And so, you know, there's always that anxiety, like, oh, did I get it? I really want to be a part of this. I was such a huge fan of the 1954 version, which I think is the best version. And so, yeah, I wanted to be a part of it for so many reasons, you know. And when I got the call, I remember I was in my car and I was going home from a terrible audition for something else.
Oh, no.
And it was like the best news I could have gotten. And so, you know, I called my brother and I called all my friends back home because we all sort of watched. It was like the Saturday night movie,
right.
The 1954 version when I was a kid. So I was super stoked.
Good. So were you at all nervous about this remake? Because, you know, of course, sometimes remakes, they either are really great or like don't live up to what it is. So how were you nervous about that? Or?
I was definitely skeptical about another remake of Godzilla because, you know, sometimes you've seen the past and I'm not saying that they're not great or not good. I just wasn't fans of the remakes of the past Godzillas. This Godzilla is nothing like it. I mean, the graphics in this one are amazing. I mean, this Godzilla has the spikes and he has the roar like how he should have had it in all the other ones. And, you know, he spits the fire. I mean, this one it's just, the graphics in this one are amazing. And I can't wait till people watch it because, I mean, it's going to just like, once people see Godzilla on screen, they're going to be like, I mean, I had like the hairs standing in the back of my neck when I saw it. But yeah, so this one, when I first, what was your question? I was going off tangent.
Yeah. No, it's all right. Because we're talking about being nervous about the remake and...
I'm sorry. So when we started shooting this one, right before, I was a little bit, you know, skeptical because of the past remakes that weren't that great. But when I read the script and I saw the cast, I was like, they're doing this legit. Like,
right.
And so when I read the script, they really stayed, and then I saw the movie, and I saw that they really stayed true to the script, which, you know, besides just like the explosions and all the action stuff that happens in the movie, there's also a human element that I think people, when they see it, they're going to relate to it because the human element in this is like so universal. You know, like people mend together when catastrophe happened, and like this really captures that, but it doesn't lose the fact that you got Godzilla, such an iconic figure, like about to dominate the world, so we got to stop Godzilla, you know?
Right, exactly. And I wanted to say, because when I was watching it too, I was like, and the graphics were crazy.
I know, when you go in there, you kind of like, you know, that was the same thing when I read it. It's like, you go in, you're like, all right, let me see this version.
Right.
But like, I mean, thankfully, that the feedback, not only you, but the feedback has been positive. Anyway, that's all, Cameron. But yeah, wait.
No, but yeah. So how was it working with the graphics? Because of course, you're not seeing them live, you know, actually shooting. So how was that working with that?
Well, the coolest part about working on Godzilla was it was the first time that I got to act with something that technically wasn't there. So nothing was reacting to what I was reacting to. The way how it worked was that, you know, it would be a huge, big green screen, and the director would literally, the camera would be on me, and the director would shout the direction. So, for example, I would have my big gun because I'm in the military in this film, and I would be, you know, the director would go, all right, Victor, look up. And then I look up, point the gun. All right, look left. Now move back. Now be scared. You know, so it was a lot of that. So as he's talking, I'm like listening, but I'm also trying to take direction. So it was challenging, but it was super cool because it was something that I've never done before.
Awesome.
So I think just doing something new and being a part of such an amazing, iconic figure was such a blessing, and I had a great time. So
do you have to do a lot of training for that? Like, of course, you know, because you're military, Morales. Do you have to do training, like how to hold a gun, or you know, what did you do to prepare? For
Godzilla, I am in the military in the film. My character is, so there's definitely a safety instructor there who definitely teaches you how to, you know, load an M16, how to shoot it, how to point it, what not to point at. So it was definitely safe. During all the destruction, it was definitely safe. But yeah, I had worked on another film a few years before with Channing Tatum and Joseph Gordon-Levitt called Stop Loss, and my character was also in the military. He was a Iraqi vet, and so I already had a little bit of training. Okay. So this movie was just a little bit like a little icing on the cake, a little polishing.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So before we go, I want to ask you, so, because your character in the movie was kind of cool, calm, and collected to be facing that big of a challenge to, like, save the world, pretty much.
Yeah.
What would the Victor do? in that situation? Like, how would you react if that was all going on for real, like real life?
If there was a real Godzilla,
Yeah.
and he was about to terrorize L.A. or New York or wherever, I would be freaking out. I would probably scream. My scream would be more of a kitten scream because I can't roar like this guy right here. And I would go. They always say the safest place is underground, right? In the basement. I would find the closest basement. Even though LA lacks no base, I mean it lacks in basements. So I would find one. I would find one. Desperate times calls for desperate measures, right? That's what they say. That's what I would do.
Save yourself.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for talking to me.
Yeah,
It's a pleasure.
for sure. Likewise.
Thank you very much.